Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. We're taking a bit of a hard pivot this week, doing something completely different. It's early right now, and I'll tell you why in a second. But first, quick story time. I was shopping for clothes about a week ago. I've wanted a just black neutral overcoat for a while now that I could, mix and match with a lot of different outfits. And I had one on and I liked it a lot.
And it was $230.
And I was standing there looking in the mirror wearing it, and I was like, I could make this for a lot cheaper probably. And then I was like, I could just buy it right now and it would be done. And then I was thinking, well, if I make it, I could also make it in brown. I've been obsessed with brown right now. I don't know why. Going through a brown phase. And I was like, I could have a black and a brown one, and I could probably still do it less
Than the $230.
So that idea went through my head. So I hung up the coat and started looking at patterns. I found a pattern that I liked, which I'm gonna be using, and I'll link it down in the description below. And as I was thinking about it, I was like, okay, well, I'll just make a black and a brown one. It'll be pretty neutral. I wasn't even gonna make a video about this. It was just gonna be a side quest. And then I was like, well, since I'm already here, what if I did like a light colored one as well? Because then I have, like 3 different jackets that I can pair with multiple different outfits. I'm already doing it. I can go boom, 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 boom. And I was like, I could probably
Still do it for under the $230
that jacket was going to cost me. And then I was like, I could probably do it really quick too. This isn't a complicated pattern. And that gets us to where we're at right now, where I've the stupid idea of making 3 jackets for under the price of the jacket that I was about to buy. And I said, I could probably do this in 2 days. Now, if you've been around the channel for a while, you know that about a year ago, I found a Gucci jacket that I really, really liked that I wanted to make. And I was like, I can make this in less than a day. And I did? Question mark. I think if I remember correctly, I think I still had to do the buttons by the time I reached my 24 hours, so I didn't quite reach the 24 hour. Anyway, I don't know why I've set a time deadline for myself. Maybe it makes it more exciting for myself. But I said I can get this done in 2 days. Now, it's not a complicated pattern, and I've made coats before, so this shouldn't be a problem. However, it is 3 coats, and there is some detail work. So, with that being said, here we are, bright and early on the first day. I've already cheated. I have some caveats. I spent the weekend prepping the pattern. Getting the pattern pieces all ready because that was going to take me a while anyway. Also giant asterisks, giant thing right next to this. I went and got all my materials yesterday because I live in LA. And if I included the time that it took me to get through traffic, to get to multiple locations, to pick up all the things that I was going to need, that would take up half of my day of the first day.
Because I'm trying to do these coats on a budget, I opted to not go straight to Mood, my normal place, because it does tend to be a little bit pricier. And I went downtown to the fashion district where I could find a little bit more affordable and a lot more options. The problem is you really, really have to search through everything. And the salespeople are all very aggressive and want to barter with you. And I just do not do well in those kind of situations. That place stresses me out. I'm kind of an introverted person, so I will do anything to avoid talking to someone. Unfortunately, those places, while they're great price-wise, everybody's trying to make a sale. So the moment you look at one of these stores, they're like, what are you looking for? Come in. They're just trying to give you a deal, and it stresses me out so much. I got a brown fabric that I like.
for $10 a yard. Feeling good about that. And I got all my lining, and I decided to do all of the coats are going to be in the same lining because it's I'm just going to do black. It's going to be easy, make it streamline it across the board. And I was able to get lining for $4 a yard. So, but that's still 2 fabrics down. I found one that I liked. They were just short. They didn't have enough. And I think the guy thought I was playing hardball because I was just like, no, I'm good. And he went down from, he started at it was going to be $25 a yard. And by the time I was walking out, he was like, I'll give you the whole thing for $15 total. And I was like, that's a great deal for Italian wool, but like, it's just not going to be enough for my project. So I like won't be, I don't know. It stresses me out so much. They just keep yelling numbers at you, and I am not that guy. Anyway, I'm gonna head over to Mood. I was trying to avoid Mood because obviously the prices are gonna be more expensive, but I even couldn't, like, finding a black fabric was a little bit tough because there's so many different shades of black, and I'm looking for something that doesn't look dingy, you know, that looks sharp, but has the right weight. And I know Mood's gonna have a lot more options, so I'm gonna head over there and hopefully find my last 2 fabrics. Let's go.
Now for the third coat, the original plan was to do a lighter color, a lighter neutral, but I kept looking at patterns, and then I saw this Tom Brown fabric that was way more than I wanted to pay. It was $30 a yard, so still in the budget, but it was gonna take up a big chunk of the budget, but I could not get it out of my head, and that's when you know, you kind of have to do it.
All that being said, nothing's cut out yet. I have pattern pieces, I have fabric, I have notions. I have 48 hours to make 3 coats. I'm setting myself up for failure. No, I'm gonna get it done. I feel positive about this. And it is early. We are getting a bright and early start. My goal for today, day 1, is to have everything cut out, labeled, and interfaced by lunchtime. That's insane. 3 garments. I gotta stop talking. Let's start cutting out all of these pieces and getting everything prepped and ready to start stitching together. Wish me luck, guys. This is insanity. Here we go. You guys, there is no way. I am already, it is past lunchtime and I just finished cutting out everything. I still have to interface everything and I still have to mark everything. I wanted to be at that point by now. There's just no way I'm getting this done. I'm gonna keep pushing, obviously, but there was so much to cut out. There was so much to cut out. All right, I'm gonna keep moving. I am very behind schedule. It is 5 o'clock and I wanted to get all of the cutting of the fabric and all of the interfacing done by lunchtime. Obviously that did not happen. That was probably wishful thinking, but we're here. I may have a late night just to try to catch up to see if I can get to the point that I thought I would be by the end of day one. But we are at the construction point. I don't have most of my pieces marked. I just have the interfacing, but I think at this point I am going to mark as I go, piece by piece, because I just kind of want to start the construction. I also realized that it was probably not smart of me to be making 3 of these at once and not do a mock-up. I could piece together one, and that's probably the smart idea, but because I am so far behind schedule right now, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to power forward and hope that my measurements are all correct and that I can adjust as I go. So let's start putting this thing together. It is so late. Oh my gosh, today was a long day. I was not planning on being up this late, but I got to the point that I wanted to. I caught up with myself, even though it meant staying up extremely late. I got all the pockets done, which if you've seen any of my sewing projects, you know pockets are like one of my least favorite things. There's just a lot of detail and it feels like they take forever. And there were 3 pockets on each coat, which meant there were 9 pockets total. It's done. So in the morning, that detail work is done and I could just start, hopefully, putting this thing together. But I am exhausted, so I am gonna pass out and we are gonna start first thing in the morning. I'll see you on day 2. I'm feeling rested and renewed. Yesterday was a roller coaster of emotions because I got behind schedule really fast, which is, I mean, listen, I made my own schedule and I knew that it was gonna be tight. I just didn't think it was gonna be that tight. But I was able to catch up. I just did it a lot later than I thought I was gonna be. That's okay. I'm feeling good because today, now that all that detail work is kind of done, we can start really putting this thing together and hopefully boom, 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 boom. Knock on wood. Now that I'm saying it out loud. Oh, I'm feeling optimistic again, which is good. I mean, talk to me in 2 hours. When you're just spending half of your day, well, more than half of your day, just cutting out pieces and getting, interfacing attached to linings and blah, 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 blah. It doesn't really look like you're getting a lot accomplished, even though we did get a lot accomplished. So today, now that we're gonna actually start seeing these pieces come together, hopefully it'll start feeling a lot better and I won't have the range of emotions that I had yesterday. Enough talking, it is time to dive into day 2 because I wanna try to get these things done today. Let's see, look, we're gonna do this. Yeah, we're gonna do this. We got this. We got this. We got this. So we've started to connect the lining to the main body of the coat. And this is where the pattern becomes so convoluted and reading hieroglyphics. If you've ever tried following a sewing pattern, the pictures and the words, I know they do their best to try to explain it, but sometimes you read the same sentence over and over and over again and you're just they're not speaking English. There's no way this is English right now. So it's becoming a little bit tricky. And honestly, this pattern is going in a different order than I've always gone in the making of specifically coats. I'm following it because I assume there's a reason for it, but it's really throwing me off and it's slowing me down. I'm gonna keep moving, obviously. Time is not my friend right now. Ah. Let's have a little come to Jesus moment here. 2 days was absolutely insane and was probably never going to happen even if I worked through maybe if I had worked through the nights, it could have happened. I got to evening last night and obviously was at a point where I realized there's no way I'm going to finish these by tonight. And I was starting to thread a needle because I wanted to at least push on, and it took me 5 minutes to thread the needle because my hands were just shaking and my eyes were blurry and I just couldn't focus on anything. So I put it all down. I went for a run because I needed to get outside for at least a second. It was a self-imposed deadline. It would have been amazing to get 3 coats done in 2 days. It was a long shot. And that's okay. Again, it was a self-imposed deadline. No one was holding me accountable except for me. I didn't get there. We got a lot done in 2 days. I mean, we're not close, but we are getting there. And that's okay. Because I am going to finish these. I am going to keep pushing because I want to get these done and I love the way they're coming out. That deadline blew past me. I'm keeping a positive attitude and we are going to finish these coats. All right, we are finally at the spot that we can put the back and the front pieces together and see this actually become a garment. Finally. There. I'm obsessed with this lining up so perfectly. Pure accident, but mwah, chef's kiss. He's almost lined up. That would have been amazing. It's okay. Love. All right, one more. Ooh, this is heavy. Oh, I love this brown. Love it. Slightly oversized, which is what I want. Feeling good. I think the next thing I need to do is throw the collars on. I will say, this is a very different method for attaching the collar than I have ever done, but it creates a pretty clean line. I like it. I mean, it's a little bit more complicated, but it's pretty clean, sharp. Ah, I love it. This ends today. 3.5 days? 3 coats? Not bad. We still, I need to finish some lining stuff at the sleeves, get the shoulder pads and the sleeve headers in, and then finish the bottom hems, and we're there. Now that I list it out, it sounds like a lot more than I thought in my mind. We're gonna get this done today. We are getting them all done today. Let's go.
marketing school professor.
You guys, we made it through, and I am thrilled with how these coats look. I cannot wait to start wearing them this winter. Obviously, the time thing did not work out. We ended up taking about 4 days to finish these, but hey, 4 days for 3 coats that I love, I will take it. I think that is still a win. And budget-wise, I was able to do these 3 coats for $233. So I only went over that jacket that I was going to get about $3. Obviously, I had notions and I had some stuff that I used that I already previously had, but the fact that I was able to get 3 coats for the price of that one, basically, I am so thrilled with how that turned out. You guys, if you are not subscribed to the channel, do so now so you catch all of our videos. We have tons of projects coming up. Lots of vlogs. The holidays are right around the corner. I have so much to share with you. I'm so excited. If you're not subscribed, do so now, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye, guys.